Help support our coverage using Blueberry, the community that gives creators the ability to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get 30 days to try out the service using promo code Blueberry004. That's BLUBRRY004.
All right, I want to welcome Michel Valstar, CEO of BlueSkye AI.
That's correct. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so tell me AI is the buzzword of the year, so...
It is. I started that 20 years ago. Well, as in I didn't start AI, just for the record.
Okay.
But I started working in that area. BlueSkye AI basically does the analysis of medically relevant behavior from your face and your voice. So there's actually quite a lot of medical conditions that change the way you behave. And you can see that in your facial muscle actions, your gaze patterns, in your tone of voice, what you're saying. And that's our specialism. We recognize all these movements, your muscle actions. And from that, we can then go on and start trying to diagnose things like depression, early indicators usually. They're not yet diagnostic aids, but that's what we're building, yes. And we're launching here something called the Health Foundation Platform. It's a platform where principally pharmaceutical companies and other people who run studies can just spin up one of these studies really quickly.
So just by facial recognition, I think when we're walking around, we can see if someone's happy, if they're angry, if they're grumpy. You know, it's a pretty human thing to be able to detect, right? Because you almost get this sense of an aura, like, oh, I think I'll leave that person alone right now. They don't look like they want to talk to nobody. So is that kind of the motif that's behind the algorithm, that it basically looks, you know, what are some of the things that the AI actually looks for?
Sure. So it indeed picks up these gross big muscle actions, like somebody smiling.
Right.
But it goes quite a step further, and it goes to a level of detail of analysis that a human actually can't do so well. So it looks at asymmetries, little jitters, sort of micro expressions over time. And then it analyzes that also, how appropriate these behaviors are in the context of what you're doing.
So I'm assuming then there's an app for that. Does the consumer just look at the app, stare at the app? What's the use case?
Well, that's a great question, because I was just going to say that we can't just point a camera at someone and say like, "Oh, terribly sorry, you're severely depressed." So it takes a bit more than that.
Yeah.
So we create interactive tasks on the mobile phone. There is an app for that, and you do the interaction. The interactions are designed to elicit as much signal as possible for that particular condition, and then we run our software over that video, and out comes a prediction. Yeah.
So basically, answer some questions, do some tasks.
Yeah, but by speaking, right? So
and speaking.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's all interacting with, for example, with a little virtual assistant. It's quite it's not a very intelligent virtual assistant. There are more intelligent ones here around, but they ask you some questions. How was your day?
Right.
Anything you're concerned about? What was the best thing that happened to you this week? Right. And then you answer those questions, and in the tone of your voice, as well as the choice of words and the facial expressions you make, you get that. Now that's for depression, for example. Now, if you were to do a similar study for a motor neuron condition, you might ask people to just mimic a facial expression. So you get a little image of a virtual assistant, and they go like, "Follow me," and then they do a routine of facial expressions, and you follow that, and then how well you can follow that is a good indication.
So from a mental standpoint, I pretty much know where I'm at day to day. So is this more for clinical?
Yeah, but do you? Because the point is, you sort of know quite well how you're doing today, right, compared to this morning. But a lot of these conditions are actually quite gradual. And one of the problems is that people don't feel that they're going down a certain rabbit hole, or they notice it too late. It's great. We're working also with automotive companies to work on long-term detection, as in we're not doing it yet, but in the long term we want to detect neurodegenerative conditions. Because you're driving every day, same route, same distances, same place, same time, same person, and you can then start looking at changes in reaction times, change in behavior, and that can be a really good indicator for example, Parkinson's.
Right. Interesting. Because I think, it's just like, pretty common holidays. Some people get down a little moody. I was that way this Christmas. Family's far away. So, you come out of the Christmas holidays, you're kind of on a bit of upswing. So some of that stuff is like you can, but it's interesting that you're looking at this over a longer term.
It is over longer term, and again, it is in the context of that specific task that you're doing.
Right.
And that does remove a lot of the influence from your day-to-day.
So is it primarily right now depression, or what is that's the primary detector?
Well, so we're going through clinical trials for the depression. First participant in early February, and by the end of the year we'll be done with that. And then there will be an actual consumer product. The Health Foundation platform is a separate product that can detect just all the facial muscle actions, etc., and is quite general purpose and is designed for pharmaceutical companies. So it's not really for consumers.
Right.
But for consumers, the perinatal mental health app will be available in the UK early next year.
Yeah, because you go through the United States stuff, it's a whole bunch of HIPAA and all that other stuff involved. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're a company that has chosen to do the hardest things possible. So we have accepted the burden of regulation in the UK, in the EU, and here. So it's HIPAA compliant. We're almost HIPAA compliant now. We're GDPR compliant. Everything is built under QMS, Quality Management System, so it is easy to turn these things into an actual medical device if you want to. Yeah.
I think we've seen over the years in the health sector, we went from stuff that measures our blood pressure to check our sugar, all these things. Now we're getting to the point where it's almost turning diagnostic, and it's like the next level. Then I've seen a lot of systems that are tying right into healthcare systems, to your doctor and so forth. So this is pretty exciting stuff. We're down a new rabbit hole here for sure.
Well, something else that's really quite new about this is that mental health has not seen any technology really coming to its aid. So this is quite disruptive for that sector. In many other areas, there's a lot of technology already being used, and here it's really quite new.
Yeah, I would agree. So very, very cool. All right. Well, tell them where they can find your website, find out more information.
You can find us on BlueSky.com, LinkedIn, X, whatever. And we're in the digital health zone in the LVCC.
All right. So it's blue, the color, blue, and SKEYE.com, folks. So BlueSky.com. Thank you so much for being here. Good luck with the show and good luck with the product.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Much success.
The Tech Podcast Network CES 2024 coverage is executive produced by Michelle Mendez. Technical directors are Kurt Corliss and Adam Barker. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Clinton Millsap, Sergio Velasquez, and Terry Willingham. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, Todd Cochran, Scott Ertz, and Christopher Jordan. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. This has been a Tech Podcast Network broadcast. Copyright 2024.